friends, we are on day 10 of the 29-day live video challenge. I'm Natalie Sisson, coming to you from my home right now. I live in New Zealand, this lovely map behind me. And today I really want to talk about something that's dear to my heart, and especially right now as I'm going through this, is where is the most productive working space for you? And in this case, I'm asking this for myself. So we moved to our new house about 8 weeks ago, and we've got this beautiful office space with limber desks, which are incredible. Just so you know, they can go right up for standing to right down to kneeling, which is incredible. So I love the flexibility of being able to stand, kneel, sit cross-legged on the floor. And then I also have this desk here with a stool, which is a kneeling stool, which I also really like. As you can see, amazing light, beautiful gardens, right? But it's quite warm in here, gets quite sunny. And at this desk, I'm currently doing my podcast. And as you can see right now, it's full on in the sun. So it's good for light on the video when I do video podcasts. It's good for coaching calls, etc. But it gets really warm. I'm gonna take a little seat, and we have a nice little seat here so we can relax and read. And it gets really warm. There are also just general noises when you work from home. For example, dogs barking when guests arrive. Or where we are in the country, there are chainsaws every so often when people are cutting down a tree, or there's cows mooing, or there's just sounds. Very much like if you're living in the city, there'll be horns tooting, there'll be sirens, there'll be people. But what I'm realizing is this is the space where I want to create, where I want to set my goals, set my intentions, vision, learn, study. It's not necessarily the place that I want to go and do my podcast interviews, create my videos, well, videos maybe, but where I want to do my focused work, make phone calls, be in that work mode. So today I was actually out looking at a co-working space. I had this vision about 3 years ago when I first moved to this part of New Zealand, Upper Hutt, that they could really do with a co-working space. Now, if you haven't used one before, essentially it's often open workspace with communal desks, lounges, kitchen, and it's kind of a vibe or a community of entrepreneurs and freelancers who go to a place with great Wi-Fi, good coffee, good connections, and you either go there and you just do your dedicated work and stay focused, or you go there and you do that and you create great friendships and maybe form some cool business relationships, do work together. So co-working spaces are fantastic if you are not a particularly motivated or disciplined person and you need to go to a space to work. There's often a real differentiation between home and work. And for me personally, I want my home to be the space where I relax, where I enjoy, where I recharge, and as I said, where I study, I learn, I read, I reflect, I envision, and frankly, I have a really lovely time. And then I want a working space to be where I'm productive, focused, on fire, energized, collaborative, and connected. So for me personally in 2020, my intention is to either lease an office or be part of a co-working space, or why not create my own, because I feel like Upper Hutt could actually have one. There's a lot more people moving here. It's becoming quite a vibrant place. There's a ton of people who commute every day into the city for that same, either for their work or entrepreneurs who go into the city to be able to do work and be more connected to clients. And I feel there's a real opportunity here to potentially create a co-working space. So I was looking at a few offices today and immediately could just see the opportunity to create that distinction between work and home and create quite different energetic vibes in both of those spaces. So I wanted to put that out there for you because when I was traveling the world for 6.5 years full time, I could work from trains, planes, automobiles, airports, anywhere, and I actually worked more productively from them, and cafes. I would never suggest working from a beach. When you're at the beach, you should be at the beach relaxing, but I could work very productively in those places because I liked the energy. There were people around, there was noise, there was music, and for whatever reason that made me able to feel it and then tune it out and just focus in, but I felt like I was still connected to people. Whereas when I'm in my own home office by myself, sometimes I crave that space and quiet. But more often than not, I know I get more done and am more productive and more energized being around other entrepreneurs who are making things happen. So I think it's really important for you to know what your working style is. Josh, for example, could sit at his desk or stand at it all day, every day, by himself, not speak to anybody and get a ton done. He loves it. He's more of an introvert. It's his working style. For me, the dogs are great company, but I really need to have that connection to other people. And frankly, I enjoy collaborating and get some of my best ideas out of doing so. So I wanted to put it out there today to think about, are you working in the most productive environment for you and for your preferences and for what lights you up and makes you feel focused, energized, collaborative, creative? And are you also working in the right space for the style that you work with? So do you need to be held accountable? Do you need a space to go to check in and check out to make it feel more real for you? Do you personally prefer going into a place of work so that you can do your best work? Or are you entirely comfortable being at home in your pajamas or whatever you want to slouch around in, and you love working from your sofa and your bed and your coffee table? And don't get me wrong, all those places are great, but I've found that when I actually get up, get dressed, showered, go out the door with intention, and with the intention of going to another place to do the work, I'm always that much more productive. And then every so often you have home days and you really appreciate them and grateful for them. So I'm just finding that balance myself this year, and I wanted to put it out there to see what's your preferred working style and workspace, and do you currently have that set up to suit you? Leave me a note in the comments and let me know.